Hi, 141 pounds. Here we go. All right. Everybody's picking Jesse Mendez. Let's just get that out of the way. He's winning 141 pounds. He is winning 141 pounds. All right. My second round matchups. I have Jesse Mendez beating Aldo Hernandez from Appalachian State, which shout out Appalachian State. I moved to North Carolina here in July of 2025. I've been here since. I cheer you on. Same with North Carolina, NC State, all y'all around here. Let's go. Jesse Mendez versus Ryan Jack. Jesse Mendez. Moving on to the quarters. Joey Olivieri, Vance Bombauer, second round is pretty insane. And they both, Nash Singleton, what I've seen of him, he's tough. Obviously, I don't think it's not so obvious, I guess, but Olivieri's going to win that match. Tom Crook's a tough matchup, too, from what I've seen of him. I don't think Vance Bombauer will have an issue with him, though. Anyway, Joey Olivieri, Vance Bombauer. I have Vance Bombauer getting to the quarters. Luke Stanich and Tyler Wells and Pearson Manville can make things interesting. And I picked Tyler Wells over Luke Simcox. What I've seen out of Luke Simcox this year just hasn't been that impressive. And I tried to watch him in the ACCs, but he didn't make it to the final. So here we are, Luke Simcox. You lost to Tyler Wells. Luke Stanich moves on into the quarters, beating Tyler Wells. I have Julian Tagg beating Wyatt Henson. It's just what I think is going to happen. All right, nothing crazy. That's not so crazy. Anthony Achimendia being Jordan Titus. And then Anthony Achimendia getting to the quarterfinal. Brock Hardy versus Braden Davis. I have Brock Hardy winning that match, getting to the quarterfinal. And I really do hope that Brock Hardy just lays it on him. Although I don't believe that is what is going to happen. I will predict that there most likely will not be a scissor kick at the end of the match. I will predict that. I think Braden Davis has learned his lesson there. CJ Composto versus Vince Cornella in the next bout. That's going to be a great match. I pick Vince Cornella to move on into the quarters. Nasir Bagley versus Jack Consiglio. The next second round bout. And I have Nasir Bailey moving on. Maybe not a shocker. I didn't go. I'm not going as crazy as freaking Willie Saylor did, though. You'll see. If you haven't seen who he freaking picked to get in the next match. Anyway, Elijah Griffin. I have him beating Cardo Nogel, going against Sergio Vega. Sergio Vega will win that match. Sergio Vega versus Nasir Bailey, and this is the matchup I was talking about with Willie. He picked Nasir Bailey to win this match. I'm going with Sergio. Nasir looked great, sounded great. I listened to a lot of it, the consolation matches on the Saturday. I listened to Mark Ironside, and he sounded great. He sounded like he was wrestling great versus what I've seen out of him this year. So hopefully he keeps that rolling on. Who knows what can happen? It's NCAAs. Vince Cornella versus Brock Hardy in my next quarterfinal match. I have Brock Hardy winning that match. Anthony Achimendia versus Luke Stanich is going to be a great match. I imagine. I hope Anthony goes and gets it. That way Luke Stanich has to force some action. And I think that can be a really fun match if that's what we get out of it. If not, frickin' tiebreakers, please don't do it to me. Tiebreakers at 4-4, I can do. Tiebreakers at 7-7. We need points. If it's 1-1, stop it. Vance Bombauer, Jesse Mendez in the next quarter. Jesse Mendez onto the semis. Jesse Mendez, Luke Stanich. Is an interesting matchup. I don't believe Luke Stanich has a chance. Again, as I said at the beginning of the video, this is Jesse Mendez' next topic for me. I believe that full-heartedly. I don't think anybody can keep up with his pace. And I've heard, anyway, okay, Brock Hardy, Sergio Vega. I got Sergio Vega getting to the final, but I was going to say it might have been Kozak on FRL. I don't know for sure, but no, it was JD. It was JD. It doesn't even matter. On FRL, I was hearing someone talk about how if Jesse gets behind Sergio Vega, then it's going to be hard for him to get back in the match. I don't believe that for a second. This is a true freshman here. Jesse Mendez has a motor unlike a lot of, like, most of the wrestlers in this year's championships. You know, Mitchell Messenbrink can keep up with him. Who else? I'll wait. But Jesse Mendez beat Sergio Vega in the finals. And then we're going to start going down to the bottom. We'll go with Blood Round. Jack Consigligo versus Anthony Etchemendia. I have Anthony Etchemendia getting to who goes for 8th place match. CJ Composto versus Vance Wombauer. This Blood Round is... This top half of my Blood Round is pretty brutal. I have Vance Wombauer getting on an All-Americaning. Tyler Wells versus Nasir Bailey. I have Nasir Bailey getting on the podium. Ryan Jack, Vince Cornella. Vince Cornella, I have him beating Ryan Jack. Ryan Jack is someone that can certainly get onto the podium, given his path. He has to beat Cardinal Noble, Joey Olivieri, which is a tough match, but I have him beating him to get to Vince Cornella. And if he can win that match, I believe he gets on the podium. Vince Cornella and Nasir Bailey. I have Nasir Bailey meeting up. Oh, we'll go up top here. Vance Wombauer and Anthony Etchemendia. I have Anthony Etchemendia going on, which makes Wombauer and Vince Cornella for the 7th place match. Wombauer getting that one. And then it's Etchemendia versus Brock Hardy. I have Brock Hardy winning that match. And then Nasir Bailey, Luke Stanich. Luke Stanich, I got winning that match. Meeting up with Brock Hardy for 3rd. In the 5th place match, I have Etchemendia winning. Nasir Bailey getting 6th. And Brock Hardy getting 3rd against Luke Stanich. I do believe this could be a very fun wait to watch. And it would be more fun if Sergio Vega could put a match on Jesse Mendez. And I hope he does. And that's what I got, y'all, for 141.